Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Farida here, and today we're finally going to be talking about Solo, a Star Wars story. Despite all the drama, all the directors, Kathleen Kennedy, the actors, the complaining, the fans, at the end of the day, guys, it's still Star Wars. And, I actually I liked this movie. I had to see it by myself. All the Rockets fans abandoned me, so I haven't had a chance to talk about it. I literally came straight home from the movie theater, sat in this damn chair, made my tea, and am talking to you guys. So stay tuned to hear my thoughts and cue the intro. Alright, so let's get into this thing. So it was just really cool to see all of this come together after, again, what I said about all the drama, all the behind the scenes stuff. And I think what I really enjoyed the most, because I'm just going to talk about my feelings here, the thing I enjoyed the most was the cast. Like the chemistry the cast had. Alden Ehrenreich, I can't believe the kid from Beautiful Creatures is Han Solo. And I'll say for me, I was sold on him within probably the first 5 minutes. And I don't know if it's because I've been reading Last Shot and I have in my mind who Han Solo as a character is. Of course, I see Han Solo as Harrison Ford. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys and be like, oh, well, Han Solo's just Han Solo. No, I understand where people are coming from. But when you start to read these characters in book form or in comic book form, as fans who get a little bit more into the canon, you start to connect more with the character than just the actor playing the character. And I think Alden did such a great job. Seriously, within a couple minutes, I'm sold. I'm in it. This guy is Han Solo. And that's the fact that he was even able to pull that off is fantastic and amazing, and I think he was really good. Of course, Lando Gambino was great. You know who was surprised? Emilia Clarke surprised me a bit as Kira, because it's not that I don't think she's a good actress. It's just that in other things besides Game of Thrones, she doesn't give me feeling when she acts, I think that she's been mediocre. And I think as Kira, she really sold it. She nailed it. She was really good. Woody Harrelson was great. All the creatures, everything felt right in terms of the way things looked in characters, in creatures. The cinematography was gorgeous. I loved seeing Corellia and seeing just seeing the world was great. I felt like the team paid attention to all the canon and all the things in the past and matched as much as they could to the original trilogy and the way things looked. It was on par with Rogue One in terms of how things look and how well the cast had very, very good chemistry. So I will say that I enjoyed that. And of course, Chewie and Han were, I think, the best part. I really liked them a lot. I'm forgetting my tea here, guys. I start talking, and tea's very important if you're talking Star Wars. So that was a very good aspect. The action. So the way that the CGI and the action looked, it's like a weird thing. Because we know that LucasArts and Lucasfilm, they do amazing CGI, and things looked really good and the action was shot well. But I don't know if it's because we saw most of the set pieces in the trailer, but it was odd. I wasn't as into them as I wanted to be. I'm watching the film, the train heist scene looks fantastic. The part we see in the trailer where he's doing the Kessel Run, all that looks really, really good. But for some reason, in here, as much as I loved the characters, I don't know if it's because it's a prequel, I just wasn't completely that into it. And I will say, the entire time, I was smiling, I was laughing, I was having a good time. And I think it may be what it was for me when I saw Rogue One the first time. I was so nervous, because Rogue One was the first one, a Star Wars story. I was so nervous that I was into it, but I couldn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to. And I think I was just really nervous for Alden to do well. And I was just nervous for this it's been a production, I won't say fiasco, but it's been a mess. And maybe that's it for me, that I couldn't get into the action because I was like, what's next? Like, I was just kind of on eggshells a little bit, on pins and needles, that I will say that. So I think everything looked okay. But I will say, by the first third is a little, it's not slow, but it's a little slow. It kind of gets you into it, but I still enjoyed all of it, again, because Amelia and Alden have such great chemistry. And so I enjoyed watching their stories unfold. But I remember thinking by probably the transition to the second act, I remember thinking, like, wow, Star Wars movies just aren't as special as they used to be. You know, like, they're good. I'm having a good time, but I'm not feeling it here like I want to feel it. But then there are other moments later on in the film that give you like that amazing, like, yeah, Star Wars feeling. So, I think that's how I felt overall. The story reminded me a lot. I was like, this is almost a story. I think that's what it is. The characters are really good, but the story was just okay. The story was just okay. The story was something that you normally, if you read Star Wars books or canon, or well, obviously it's canon, or the comic books or anything like that, they have a certain feel to them. I would say the Clone Wars, certain arcs are the only ones that have a feeling feels like it could be on film, like it has a theatrical feel to it, but most of the canon kind of, I'm not going to say that it's subpar, but it's like a different form of, it's like a serialized adventure. Which maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe it's kind of nice that there's not so much pressure when you watch an episode, like every like little word counts in the canon, and like if Luke says that, then it means that. Like it was nice just to relax and everything not be as heavy. And I think when I watch it again, I'll be able to relax a little bit more and again enjoy it more. But I just thought that overall the story, in terms of, you know, we have our crew, they're going on a heist. It kind of reminded me of one of the episodes in the Clone Wars where Boba Fett, he's on a train heist. And it's kind of like a similar sort of thing, not a similar storyline, but like the whole setup. And I was more into that than I was into this film's train heist. I don't know. I can't tell you why. But maybe because Asajj Ventress, like, I just love her in anything that she's in. And Beckett, I'm not quite invested in yet. And Val, and I don't know. Like, I think that the set pieces were nice to look at, but I just wasn't taken on the emotional thrill ride that I wanted to be. Then there are certain moments, you guys. There's one moment that literally I said, holy shit. Like, I was like, I don't care if there are kids around, like, oh my god, this is so amazing. The way that it connects to canon. Again, I guys easily get goosebumps, but like, it was just so exciting, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. But overall, I mean, I think those are my initial thoughts. Is I thought that it was, I thought that the characters were good. I thought everything looked good. I felt like we were in Star Wars, which is very important because things can all be like that, but not quite feel like Star Wars. But yeah, I thought the movie was good. I just didn't think it was great. I thought it was just okay. But the silver lining for me is that I can see these characters in another movie, and I would love to see them in another. I want to see Han, Chewie, Lando, Kira. Like, I want to see them again. But I think that they deserve... Like, the humor was there. It was funny. Like I said, I was smiling the whole time. I liked the script in terms of the dialogue. I liked the dialogue. But I think that they deserve a better story. I think that they deserve a better adventure. And maybe in the next film, because I'm sure they're going to do another one. They deserve to do another one. They did a fantastic job. that we will get an adventure that we as an audience can truly feel and be on that ride, and we can get over the whole, well, this is how Han met Chewie, and this is how Han and Lando were on the Millennium Falcon together, and this is how it's like, okay, like we get it. Like, we didn't really need the story. I'm enjoying this story, but hopefully next time they don't have to feel like they have to establish the relationships of these characters, and we can just move on to something else. So yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything else that I really want to talk about that's not too spoiler heavy. I'm sure you guys have heard that this movie does a lot of fan service, and it does. Like, this movie does some bomb-ass fan service. Like, those of us, I see y'all out there that, like, we read all the canon, we're into all the cartoons, we get rewarded big time. But it's fan service, but if people like my mom and my dad went to go see it, go right over their heads, and it's fine. Like, it's not too much fan service where someone who's not as deep into it, which is probably 95% of moviegoers, won't feel lost. And so I really appreciated that. Like, thank you, Ron Howard. Like, thank you guys for paying attention to the other canon and understanding what timeline you're in and how much we have seen from that timeline and how many of the characters interact and intermingle with each other, and it doesn't feel forced. Like, if you're a bounty hunter and you're like a damn good bounty hunter, people are gonna know who you are. People are gonna hear of your name. Like, you become legendary. That's how you up your bounty, right? And so I just really appreciated that they brought in other character names and other planets and other those little things and syndicates and stuff like that are introduced to people, but we as fans are like, oh my god, seriously, it felt like you were reading a new canon novel and it was just put on screen, which is okay, but some of the novels are just okay, and again, I just hope that the next story gives us something that's just a little bit deeper. But that's it. I mean, for now, I'm sure I'll think of like way more and be like, oh my god, why didn't I think of that? On my spoiler review, I'm sure I'll get into it and we'll talk about that one scene that was epic and amazing. And people like my mom are gonna be like, wait, what? Huh? And it's just great, and I can't wait to go and read comic book that's close in time. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this film. Again, I thought it was good. I thought it was funny, but it just didn't give me the feels like I wanted to. I liked it. We'll see after the second and third viewing. My level of enjoyment may go up. It may go down, but for now, I would give this like a B minus. Okay? I think you guys will like it. Please tell me in the comment section down below. What did you guys think? Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll check you on the spoiler review. Bye!